we're back at Chance today. As you can see, just going to have a quick walk round, have a look, see what she's like, make sure that everything's all in place. Simon, do you want to have a quick look round, see what you think?
Yeah, we can have a quick look.
And tell us all what you're doing as you're going round.
Just making sure her cover's still intact. It's on the boat still, because last week I had to come down and actually put it back on again, because it had blown off with the high winds we've had lately, and also the boozes were full of water.
Well, so let's have a look, and hopefully this time
They'll be dry.
they'll be dry. Off we go. This is a bit unsteady. It's because I'm climbing up a bit of a mound here, so just bear with me a minute. We don't want any legs broken, necks or otherwise.
Definitely not. The cover stayed intact.
Yeah, it certainly does appear to have. Can't see any issues with it, not round here anyway.
And here's my entrance to the boat at the moment, until we have a shed built over the boat. And hopefully we're trying to find a shed to put over Chance, so we don't have to have this cover on, so we can't walk on the decks.
So guys, if anybody knows anyone that can actually provide us with one of those, or at least help us with one, we'd be really grateful.
We certainly would.
Be careful.
I'll try to be.
I've got a lovely view of your bum.
I've got the rear of the year now, have I?
Oh God, yeah. In my eyes, dear. In my eyes.
All right.
So, what are we doing in here then today?
Just making sure that the bills are now to dry again.
Which is it?
They are dry, yes.
Good.
Last week there was about 80 to 90 gallons of water in here.
Ouch.
And it took about 2.5 hours to get it out of the boat. So at least now the cover's on and the boat is now dry once more.
Right, so what are you going to be doing now?
I'm going to go through the boat, checking parts of the boat, make sure of what jobs have got to be done, what order, and make a priority list to get what's done first.
Righty-ho then, so what I'll do is I will now pass this over to you so you can go round and film that. Speak to you later, guys. Bye.
As you can see, the port side has got all the frames and ribs intact, and they are in good condition for the main part, and they will help us put back that side reasonably well. You can also make out where the blue paint stops and where the varnish starts is where the backrest used to be in the aft cabin when she was originally built, all the way around here until we get to this side. Blue paint again, blue paint where all the old furniture used to be, which will now be reinstated back as it was before. However, the starboard side is a completely different thing. Missing frames, rotten frames, ribs missing, in a completely different condition, and so it is a total rebuild starboard side completely, and then it's going to be pulled back in position, braced, and then hopefully put back as it originally was. As you can see, dry bilge again, dry boat, just what we needed now, so we can get on and do some major work in the engine area. Take the old seacocks out, take the bases for the throttle, the gear shifts out, because they're not going to be needed, because the modern engine will have Teleflex controls, easy one finger controls, not big mandrolic handles which were hard to use. So that's what we're going to do next. In here, take all these old bits of equipment out, change them, put new in, take the old studs out of the engine beds. Out there you see all the big studs out, take those out, redo for new engines, and that's what's going to be happening here. The after heads compartment, completely remodel it, take out old bulkheads which are rotten, lots of paint, lots of varnish, remodelling completely in here. Coming round again, the engineering room, remodel it, sort out the rotten bulkheads, and just major works involved all over. They're the remote greasers for the stern tubes. They'll stay but just be modernised. Now back in the main saloon, shows the trunking for the air intake for the engines. That'll be reinstated once the bulkhead's sorted out. See another bit of light blue paint where the settee used to sit, all the way along to the white bit at the front. That's where the settee was on the port hand side. Position the small wood stove at the front, going up the bulkhead until we get to the top where there's a vent over the gap where the stove was originally. That'll be taken out, new stove outlet be on the deck, reinstated so the cabin can be heated by a wood stove. Down this side there's a lot of dirty paint that needs to be scraped off, any rotten wood removed and replaced. There's an area there on the bulkhead which needs to have 2 panels taken out, new panels put in, top to bottom. So that's another job for another day. Working round, working round, working round, working round. There's the entrance to the cabin. Then the hole into the engine room at the front starboard hand side to get to the water strainer. I just general check on the engine compartment. Working round, more damage sustained on the starboard hand side, and the infamous beam shelf. It was a total dog's dinner. Bulkhead's missing here, which was rotten, partly due to the deck coming apart, but partly due to it was just old age and needed to be removed. Working round, working round, working round till we get to the front. The white paint is from when the boat was originally built with a locker here, or not a locker, a cabinet for wine bottles and glasses. That's going to be reinstated again. Yep. And not have the cooker that somebody put in the deck just here. That's going to have a new piece of deck instated in the roof there, and so you won't know there's actually been a oven here before. So that's what's going to happen here. Here we're going to put a new galley area, a new sink. Lockers go back in place, going round, going round. On this side will be a cooker. This diesel cooker will be going this gap here, and on this side will be the work surfaces and possibly a small fridge or day fridge for the galley, and there'll be a freezer out in the cockpit under a seat, but so there won't be any visible signs of any modern equipment on the boat, because you'll be all hidden behind other bits and pieces. Here will be a locker or cabinet for the galley area, and then they built this bulkhead. There'll be the flue for the cooker up through the deck, so it'll be up through there somewhere. Right, going forward now into the infamous fore cabin. This is where the crew originally was living. A sea toilet that side, which I saw you said seacocks there. Further forward was the chain locker bulkhead, which is missing because it's rotten, and that's going to be replaced. The hole at the front there is for a davit for the anchor, that will be reinstated. And on this side will be a single bunk running from this bulkhead to that chain locker bulkhead with lockers underneath, a sea toilet and hand basin to starboard. And finally it'll reinstate the wardrobe this side without the chlorifier and associated waterworks, which will be in the engine compartment, not in the forepeak. So that's what we've got to do there. And while all this is being done, we'll sort out the hatches throughout the boat, and before we do any of that, it'll be in here with a heat gun, get rid of all the paint off the boat and the inside, undercoat it, prime it, undercoat it, gloss it with white paint again, and in the bilge, grey bilge paint, freshen up the bilges and reinstate the bilge pipe system back in the boat that worked well for her for almost 80 years. So all in all, it's going to be quite a project. As I said before, we're always looking for volunteers who would like to come and help us with our major project. So, and they can also join us on Patreon, which is Chance_1948, where you'll be able to see updates of our work and also how we're getting on from week to week, any problems we've had, any success stories, and general updates on what we're doing. So for the moment, that's all from Simon, Trish and Michael, the restoration project team for Chance.